Ronda Rousey's story in combat sports is like a roller. Once she was the undefeated queen of the fighting world, ruling the octagon with her fierce skills. Everyone was hooked on her journey, from her incredible UFC triumphs to her big screen adventures in Hollywood. Yet, like all great tales, Rousey's story took a sharp turn. Suddenly, Rousey went from being everyone's favorite to someone people loved to hate. So what really happened to Ronda Rousey? What made her go from hero to zero? Was it just because she couldn't keep winning, or was there more to it? And what about her legacy? Will we remember her for her amazing fights, or for all the drama that followed her? Well, join us as we unravel the captivating tale of Ronda Rousey. From her undefeated reign to the harsh realities of being one of the most hated athletes in the world. Rousey's journey began with promise and potential. With a background in judo and an Olympic bronze medal to her name, she seemed destined for greatness. Her confidence knew no bounds as she boldly declared herself the greatest fighter in the world. And in the beginning, perhaps her arrogance was somewhat justified. After all, she had spent 4 years dominating the competition, winning every fight. Yet there was a glaring flaw in Rousey's game, a weakness that her opponents would soon exploit. Despite her prowess in grappling and submission techniques, her striking game was severely lacking. Critics were quick to point out her limited arsenal, labeling her a one-trick pony due to her over-reliance on the armbar submission. While she excelled in this particular move, her overall skill set left much to be desired. And as the wins piled up, so too did the criticism. You see, Rousey wasn't just known for her fighting skills. She was also known for her arrogance. From boasting about her unbeatable status to belittling her opponents, she didn't hold back when it came to flaunting her confidence. And while some admired her swagger, others saw it as a fatal flaw. As Rousey's fame grew, so did her ego. She became convinced of her invincibility, dismissing any notion of vulnerability. But all it takes is one loss to shatter the illusion of invulnerability, and for Rousey, that loss came at the hands of Holly Holm. Holm, an experienced boxer and former 19-time boxing world champion, was everything Rousey was not. Humble, gracious, and skilled. In the lead-up to their fight, while Holm praised Rousey's achievements, Rousey scoffed at the idea of defeat. She was so certain of her victory that she failed to confront the reality of her own limitations. In a revealing article by ESPN, the complexities of Rousey's personal life were brought to light. Despite publicly condemning boxer Floyd Mayweather for his history of domestic violence, romantically involved with another MMA fighter who faced similar accusations. Furthermore, excerpts from her 2015 book detailed a disturbing incident where she admitted to assaulting her ex-boyfriend. This raised questions about male heavyweight UFC champion Cain Velasquez in a fight. This assertion drew criticism from fellow fighters and fans alike, who dismissed it as nothing more than arrogance. UFC fighter Ian McCall diplomatically acknowledged Rousey's skills, but labeled her claim as silly. On platforms like Reddit, users mercilessly mocked Rousey, questioning her ability to back up her boasts. Even a really angry toy poodle could pose a challenge to Rousey. A video surfaced showing Rousey struggling to keep up during a sparring session, further undermining her claims of superiority. Critics seized upon this footage as evidence of Rousey's overconfidence and lack of skill. Despite her bravado, Rousey's performance in the octagon began to wane, especially evident in her devastating loss to Holly Holm. Following her defeat to Holm, Rousey faced Amanda Nunes in a highly anticipated match. Nunes swiftly dispatched Rousey in just 48 seconds, delivering a knockout blow that echoed throughout the MMA world. Rousey's defeat was met with both ridicule and sympathy from fans and commentators alike. Many viewed it as a humbling moment for a fighter who had once exuded arrogance and confidence. In the aftermath of her losses, Rousey struggled to come to terms with her diminished standing in the MMA community. Despite mounting evidence to the contrary, she refused to acknowledge her shortcomings, clinging to the belief that she was still the better fighter. Her reluctance to accept defeat only served to fuel speculation about her future in the sport. When questioned about her losses, she deflected, preferring not to dwell on the past. But the scars of defeat ran deep, evident in her reluctance to discuss a potential return to MMA. In the aftermath of her losses, Rousey turned to introspection, seeking solace in inspirational quotes posted to her Instagram. And so rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life, she shared, hinting at a desire for redemption. But can Rousey truly rebuild her public image? The road ahead may be long and arduous. She must confront the contradictions of her past while proving her worth in the octagon once more. It's a daunting task, but one that Rousey seems determined to undertake, but many still remain unconvinced. In January 2018, Ronda Rousey made a big move. She signed a full-time contract with WWE, leaving her MMA career behind. At first, fans were excited to see her in the wrestling ring. Her debut match went really well and people loved her. Inch up for real. This made things even more intense between them. But here's the twist. While this drama seemed like it was part of the show, Rousey kept bashing WWE even off camera. She said she didn't like how scripted wrestling was and that she wasn't having fun anymore. This upset a lot of fans who felt like she was disrespecting the sport they loved. Eventually, WWE decided to part ways with Rousey, and even though she said she'd never go back to wrestling full-time, she did return, but with a bad attitude. Fans noticed that she didn't seem happy to be there, and that she acted like wrestling was beneath her. This led to the hashtag #FireRondaRousey trending on Twitter, and sure enough, she was let go from WWE not long after. With her wrestling career over, Rousey turned to other projects like a deal with Raid Shadow Legends and writing a book. But things didn't go smoothly with her book release either. She faced a lot of criticism for making excuses about her past losses in MMA. Rousey seemed jealous of other performers like Logan Paul, who she felt got more opportunities than her. This added to her negative reputation in the industry. It seems like Ronda Rousey has upset a lot of people in her career. With no fans and bridges burned, it's unclear what she'll do next. But it looks like her time in the spotlight might be over. Now, what do you think about Rousey's story? Do you sympathize with her struggles or feel she brought them upon herself? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel for more fascinating content like this. See you next time.